What is it that really separates a good professional from a truly great leader? It's not just what they know, it's all about how they communicate. So today, we're going to break down the 5 essential communication skills that put leaders in that top 1%.
Just think about that for a second. I've seen it happen. Whether you're in a high-stakes boardroom or a critical team meeting, your words have so much power. They can build this fortress of credibility around you, or they can dig a hole so deep you can't climb out.
So what is it? What's the secret sauce that makes someone just sound like the most capable person in the room? I'll tell you, it's not about having the loudest voice. Nope. It's about mastering a few key skills. Let's get right into the first one.
All right, first up, and this one is a total game changer, answer first. Most of us, we're taught to show our work, to build a case, to lead up to a conclusion. But in a leadership role, that can actually make you look kind of lost, not smart.
Just look at this contrast here. It's a tale of 2 answers. When asked about next year's margins, the CFO starts walking through every single variable, and it sounds like they're still trying to figure it out in real time. But the CEO, bam, she makes the call. She gives the direct answer, the why, and the biggest risk. See the difference? One is explaining, the other is leading.
So here's the core principle, and it's so important. Explaining all your reasoning upfront can seriously undermine you. It sounds like you're seeking approval for your thought process, not that you've already figured it out. Leaders deliver the headline first. Period.
So how do you actually do this in practice? Easy. Use the 3A pyramid. You start with your answer. Then you provide 2 or 3 key arguments to back it up. And then, and this is the key, you stop. Only give the add-ons, all that detailed data, if they ask for it. This one framework will completely change how you come across in meetings.
Okay, let's move on to our second skill, which builds on this perfectly. It's all about speaking with conviction. This is about those subtle little words we all use that can just quietly sabotage our own authority. This is a tough story, but it's a true one. There was this brilliant VP of product, super competent, totally strategic, who got denied a big promotion. And you know why? The board said it was because his language was full of what we call hedges. Phrases like, well, I think we should, or maybe we could try. It made his solid vision sound like a vague, uncertain suggestion.
I mean, really, just imagine if Martin Luther King had stood up and said, well, to be honest, I kind of have this dream. All the power is just gone, right? Filler words and hesitant language, they drain the authority right out of your ideas, and they make you sound so much less credible.
So, how do you fix it? Here's your 3-step plan. First, prep and rehearse your key points. Just know what you want to say. Second, record yourself. I know it's cringy, but it's the only way to become aware of your verbal tics. And third, and this is the most powerful one, when you feel an or an I think coming on, just pause. A moment of silence makes you sound thoughtful and in control, not uncertain.
Okay, on to skill number 3, commanding your presence. So we've covered what you say and how you say it. But sometimes, how you look when you say it, well, that matters even more.
100 milliseconds. That's literally faster than you can blink. This research from Princeton is just astounding. It shows that people make a snap judgment about your competence based on your appearance and your body language almost instantly. You don't even get a chance to open your mouth.
And you can see this play out on the biggest stages in history. People watching on TV saw a calm, cool Kennedy and a nervous, sweaty Nixon. They saw George H.W. Bush check his watch and immediately thought he's bored, he wants to be somewhere else. They saw Al Gore sighing and thought he was arrogant. These tiny, nonverbal cues changed public perception, and you could argue they changed election outcomes. So, how do you project that confident presence? First, again, record yourself. You've got to see your own nervous tics, like fidgeting or bouncing your leg. Second, consciously slow down your speaking pace just a little bit, maybe 15%. Move with purpose. And finally, claim your space. Sit or stand with a posture that says, I belong here.
This brings us to skill number 4. And I have to admit, this one's my personal favorite, weaving a story. Look, you can have the most amazing data in the world, but facts alone, they're often forgettable. It's the stories that stick with us.
This is the absolute masterclass. Steve Jobs didn't get on stage and say, we've built an audio hardware device with 5 gigabytes of storage. No way. He said, 1,000 songs in your pocket. He sold the outcome, the feeling, the story. And that is what we all still remember today. And this isn't just about good marketing, it's literally neuroscience. This Stanford study is incredible. When students were given a random list of words, they only remembered about 13% of them. But when those exact same words were woven into a simple story, recall jumped to 93%. That is the power of narrative.
And now we come to the fifth and final skill. And I'll be honest, you can master all the others, but if you don't get this one right, your leadership will eventually fall apart. This is the foundational mindset shift. It's all about we, not me.
This comes from a really personal and powerful story. A leader was on his last day, and he asked his VP for some really honest feedback. And the VP, with tears in his eyes, said that he wished the leader had just invested more time in him. It was this heartbreaking lesson. True leadership isn't about showing off how skilled you are, it's about showing up for your people.
So, here's the crucial point. You have to flip the credit-blame switch. When things go right, an amateur says, "I did this," but a leader says, "We did this," and pushes the credit to the team. And when things go wrong, the leader takes full responsibility. "That was on me."
President Truman just said it perfectly. Real leadership is about elevating others. When you absorb the blame and you deflect the credit, you build the one currency that matters more than anything else in the world, and that is trust.
And here's one last, really practical tool to help you put this we over me idea into action, especially when you have to give tough feedback. Just use the ACE framework. Acknowledge their hard work first, then clarify the specific problem, and then expand on how you're going to support them in fixing it. It completely transforms criticism into coaching.
You know, when it comes right down to it, all of these skills, answering first, speaking with conviction, commanding your presence, telling stories, they're all just tools. But their real purpose is to serve this final principle. It's about shifting your focus from yourself to others. That's what builds trust, and trust communicates more than any technique ever could.
So, as you think about these 5 skills, here's a final thought to take with you. You don't have to master them all at once. Just pick one. Which skill, if you started practicing it today, right now, would make the biggest difference for you and for your team?